Alright, well, it's once again been a little while since last streaming this game. I believe a bit over a week, something like that. I've been crazy busy with finals and other stuff that I'm doing on the channel. But the final is finally done of this semester, at least my one that was a semester-based course on the understanding of the body in the Middle Ages. One of the most interesting courses I think I've ever taken, one of the strangest courses I think I've ever taken. And probably the most lax final exam I think I've ever been in. Also, you know how at the, and I appreciate that there, Mortis. Also, wait, I was looking at the camera before I forget. You know how I mentioned during the very first stream right at the beginning that there was like a bunch of goodies that this game came with, like cardboard hats of the starters and stuff, but I decorated, oh my goodness, my truck with those and stuff and left them for the kiddos. Well, I was over there recently, and yeah, it was basically like, the kiddos can have any of the things that they want, but anything they don't want, I'll take home, and it seems like the unchosen hat of the three, it's Quaxley. Quaxley's the unchosen one that's currently on Zoroa's head. So this is what the little cardboard hats are like, so I may as well show them now. So, like, you can adjust the size on the back and stuff, though this one biggest size isn't actually very big. But it's a little weird cardboard hat thingamabob. But yeah, the Fui Coco and the Sprigatito ones are the ones that ended up being chosen. Just put that back on Zoroa's head for now. So there's that. Also, I have, I guess, yeah, it was just my pocket there. All the stickers that they didn't want. This is the little things of stickers that they were handing out at the thingamabob. So, wow, Lechonk was one of the unwanted ones. So the 4 ones that they didn't want were Palmy, Smoliv, Lechonk, and whatever, Ducklet, Quaxley, thingamabob. There's no good way to show these, is there? But these, apparently these were the unwanted ones. And these are what my truck was decorated with. So there's that, I guess. I don't know. It's all the things I have to showcase. I also got the Nintendo wrapping paper back. It's along with the other wrapping paper in the household right now, so they'll probably just end up getting the wrapping paper back, but, you know, with, you know, wrapping something that's for them is the plan there. It is currently the 19th of December. This will probably go up sometime after the holidays, but at the time of streaming it, it's the 19th of December. Is part of that mountain just, like, not existing? I've been going through the clips of this series so far. You know, I haven't, most of the video essay script is not written yet. It's mostly just, you know, the intro chapter of everything before release and the stuff about it being open world. But I've started gathering the clips together and making a folder and, oh, okay, yeah, yep. Yeah, that's how the camera works and stuff. Anyway, I've been gathering clips together. There's already been a lot and stuff. I might start working on the intro. Like the intro that leads into chapter 1. Eventually when Eagle gets time, the plan is for him to be working on chapter 1. And I'll also get to working on chapter 2. And all that fun stuff, chapter 2 being the stuff about open world. And my goodness, looking through some of the clips of this series so far is already, like, it's really put me in some kind of a state. Let's see here. But yeah, Diglett Senpai is complete on the layout. Yes, that art has been updated there. Kirby won the name poll. So, you know, that was the temporary name there. It's like, oh, it's fitting for now. That's the temp name. That's what won. It's Kirby. So I made a new title card thingamabob. I used the Kirby font that I used in my Kirby in the Forgotten Land thumbnails, which I forget what the font is called. It's just called like Kirby Classic, something like that. I shaved the top part of the eye off and replaced it with like a star. I did a star that was meant to be in the style of Kirby's hammer. On the B, I did like the blue and white headband that Kirby has when Kirby is Hammer Kirby, and did like a red theme that is on the side of the hammer. On the side of the hammer, it's like red and then a yellow star, so I kind of tried to play into that, and the rest of it was just like Kirby's colors, which as opposed to just like flat layers of like darker, lighter, I kind of curved it up like that to kind of play into Kirby's round shape, if it's even all that noticeable. And as for the actual Tinkaton art there, I found like some magazine official art thingamabob of it online, so it basically looked like that, but you know, you could tell that it was paper, you could tell that it was scanned from paper and kind of weird and stuff. So I traced over it, I colored it in, I made it pop more, I gave it a bit of digital art. And instead of it having the you know, the Tickaton hammer, I gave it Kirby's hammer. I did not draw that hammer. I just freaking found the first, like, Kirby hammer PNG that I could find online. I can show the full thing here. I can just call it image, I guess, and then just delete it from OBS, like, soon after. Because I want to show the full thing. Give me a hot second here. So, go to Pokemon Scarlet Violet, and then Pokemon. So, this... Where is it? Here it is. This is what the full thing looks like. So it's just a random PNG of Kirby's hammer that I found online. And, you know, I don't use Photoshop, but to use simple terms, I Photoshopped it onto my, like, digital tracing thingamabob of Tickaton. And that's what I made. Unfortunately, the only way to get, like, the entire hammer in this shot is if, like, you know, the Kirby text blocks basically the whole thing there. And I don't want to do that, evidently. So... you know, there was a there was that. Anyway, so that's why I slapped together there. The final party member will still probably change. It'll probably become that, like, Violet evolution of Ethel still, even if I do double up on ghost types. But we can have Yusuke for now. And I was too lazy to change my team, so that's what's going on there. So yeah, we have the new art of Kirby and, like, the title card, and we have a new art for Diglett Senpai is the thing. So there's been some updates to the layout, essentially. But yeah. Let's see here. When you actually named 2 of the party members, you ended up naming 2 of them. Good old Lotus and Kirby right next to each other. So it's crazy that, you know, I got the one choice of, like, the starter Pokemon out of the choice of the last slot, but the other 4 will have been chosen for me. 3, like, on an individual basis, and 1 is, like, the community's champion. So you're actually existing. As I've been going... Gosh dang, I didn't even see you! As I've been going through clips... I've noticed, you know, the Wild Terra Pokemon despawning if you approach them too fast. It seems to happen for some reason or another there. But yeah, anyway. I haven't streamed this for... Oh, nice pop in there. I haven't streamed it for a little while, but I was like, alright, well, some art is updated. My finals are done. Let's go do things. So, let's go to the league, I guess. I don't know if I'm ready for it at this point, but I'm gonna go and try anyway. So, oh, it just shows Nimona there. Challenge the Pokemon League to claim the title of champion, so I can probably just go there, right? Anyway, I also want to talk a little bit about my final. So, this professor was so chill. I wish that my computing science professors were like this. My computing science professors are always so strict and, like, do it this exact way or else, you know, you're screwed. But this professor in this class, what was I looking down at? Was so dang chill. Probably one of my favorite professors that I've had yet. In this final exam, it was a 3-hour essay that we would write on the, oh my goodness. Why did I choose this game right after my finals? Maybe I should have chosen something else. First day out of class! What? Same thingamabob there. Anyway, we were all just writing on our laptops individually in, like, whatever software we wanted to write in and then just turn it in whatever format. 3 hours to write the essay, and we would be given a bunch of prompts before, like, right at the beginning of the time, essentially. How the heck do I get over there? Oh my goodness, this world does not look great, does it? Do I just jump this and start heading over? I guess maybe. I don't know. But, you know, there were some rules in place, like you're not allowed to use search engines like Google, but, you know, it was a small class. There was only, like, 12 of us, so the professor was just like, I'm not going to be going around policing this. We're just going to go off of, like, the honor system. What? Okay, I guess I'm not allowed to go there. I'm banished to the Shadow Realm. And the music's gone. What? What is happening? What is Oh. Oh, okay, I'm apparently... Wait, am I exactly where I need to be? Apparently! Who knows how you get here normally? Is that the way there? I'm here now, I guess. The game knew I wanted to go here, and here I am. Thanks, game. Oh my goodness, those mountain textures are so bad. Anyway, what the heck was I just saying? Oh yeah, it was just off of the honor system. The professor was like, yeah, I trust you all. Hi. I'm making my way to the Pokemon League. Let's battle to mark the occasion. Okay. But we could use, like, our full notes from the class. We could refer to any of the books, anything like that. And, as for how the test itself will be handled, he was like, yeah, there's 3 hours to write this exam. Hey, that looks like Spiral Mountain from Banjo-Kazooie back there, which I only know from, like, Smash. Oh, he's level 14 approaching the Pokemon League. What a nerd! Anyway. He was like, it's 3 hours to write the exam. Are you floating? But, you know, if you need a couple minutes at the end, like, over the time to, like, wrap up the last ideas that you have. Whoa, that was a weird spin. Then, like, feel free. Go ahead. Like, he wasn't gonna be super strict about you know, the moment the time limit's done, you need to, like, stop writing right on the spot there. If you have an idea that you need to wrap up, go ahead. It's basically what you said. Wacky. Loading screens are worse than day one Bloodborne loading screens, and Bloodborne loading screens were just the logo. I mean, yeah, it's not a whole lot. Just shows that, you know, I guess it is loading there. Squeezy coming on through here. So I guess the trainers approaching here aren't that tough in that case. You'd think that they would be tougher. It looks like a promise kid. Let's give you a challenge to grow on. Okay. Before the test started, he asked if there was any questions, and one of the students asked if, are you actually higher level? Wait. Whoa, wait here. What is going on with the camera? Whoa, you're freaking... Why? On the exact same route, there's someone who's level 14 and someone who's level 56. You know, I'll be saying a decent bit in the essay, but I'll also say it here. A level-based system does not, like a level-based turn-based system, does not naturally work in the open world format, because a level-based system is a naturally linear experience. So, anyway. So one of the students asked if they could listen to music while writing the test. The professor was like, sure, do it. So during the test, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. So I popped in my wireless headphones, and I just listened to the DVD stream playlist while writing this essay. So it was so dang chill. It was amazing. Ceruledge. Oh, it's that one, huh? So that was really cool. And I mean, like, realistically, what kind of advantage are you going to get popping in headphones? Like, what kind of cheating could you even do there anyway? Just, like, listen to an audiobook of one of the books, which you are allowed to check during the exam anyway. So he was just like, yeah, whatever. You can listen to music or do whatever the heck. But yeah, I really expect you to do all quests equally. Maybe, or so, I don't know. I don't know what the heck the general expectation in this was. But yeah, the professor was like, you know, if you need to get up and, like, stretch during the essay, feel free to do so. If you need to step out, like, walk around, clear your head, or use the washroom or something like that, go ahead and do so. Buys need attention. If you want to bring in, like, a snack or something like that, you know, he was just, like, so chill about it. Like, it was really relaxed. It was really cool. So yeah, probably the most lax exam I've ever taken. Final exam there. And the room that we were in was just like the normal kind of meeting room space that we didn't even really have like a proper classroom. We had like a meeting room area where we just met and discussed things each week. And for whatever reason, I mean, it was really cold today. It was like close to minus 30 Celsius. It was really stupid freezing today. And that room was so dang chilly. And the professor was like, there's another room down the hall where we can always potentially do it if you guys, like, get too cold in here. But we were pretty set up already, so we were like, all right, we'll stay here for now, but maybe move over if we feel like it. I don't think acid armor's any good here. I mean, it could be, but I'm probably not gonna go for it. And we can switch things at any time if we really feel spicy. Yeah, sure, let's go ahead and do this. But halfway through the exam, you know, people were really bundled up and, you know, really cold and stuff. And the professor, as he was typing, I don't know what he was typing, but he was typing away at something. He started getting cold and his typing was slowing down. So about halfway through the exam, he just stops and says, like, it's pretty darn cold in here. Do you guys want to go to the other room? And people were like, yeah. So in the middle of the final exam, we all just packed up all our stuff and we went down the hallway into this other meeting room that was so much warmer. Like in the original one, I was like in full on winter jacket, but in the new one, I had to take off my hoodie and my winter jacket. It was pretty warm. So it was a much better environment there. But yeah, so there was that. And then after the final exam was over, the professor took us to the on-campus bar, and apparently as a professor he's not allowed to buy us drinks, but he bought like snacks to go around the table and stuff like that. And a lot of people were buying their own alcohol and stuff. I don't drink, so I didn't drink any alcohol, but you know, we were just chatting there at the on-campus bar while sharing snacks and stuff with most of the class. Some of the class had to go home, but it was so dang chill. It's like, wow. Why can't all my professors be this amazing, you know? Did you get some growth out of that? I guess I sure did. Will's model looks just like that pink cough syrup that you can get in pharmacies. It's oddly specific, but it's better to say that than the needlessly gross comparison. Yeah. I mean, speaking of needlessly gross, I was thinking about transitioning this conversation into part of where this story leads into. Where this professor in question, he's, of all the things, he's apparently one of the leading experts on Jesus's foreskin, as I'm sure I've talked about during like other streams before, not in this series. So I may as well mention it here. And it's something that we've talked a bit about in class before. And while we were at this bar, we started talking. Yeah, he's the. I don't know if he's like one of the leading experts or is the leading expert on it, but yeah, on that. And went ahead and charged up your Terror Orb too. And we were talking a little bit about that while we were in this bar. And I don't know how the conversation got to this, but eventually he asked us if he had ever talked to us about, you know, the stuff after like the Middle Ages, like what happened to the whole idea of Jesus' foreskin after that. And we were like, oh no, I don't think we got to that part of the story. And he was like, okay, that must have been my other class. All right, I'll let you know the story. So we were all like eagerly listening to this part of the story. Apparently after the Middle Ages, for a long time, Jesus' foreskin was seen as like one of the holy kind of things that, you know, is worth worshiping and is like, whoa, that's so cool to, you know, those who are super faithful. I have no idea where this Gimaghoul is. What? What the hell? I just saw something in the wall. Anyway, for a long time it was worshipped as like, you know, yeah, I mean they were, you know, they very much were. But apparently how it goes is for a long time it was worshipped as like a big relic and like, whoa, that's part of him. Whoa, that's crazy. But according to our professor earlier today at this bar, he told us that the reason why it's not something that comes up anymore nowadays is because I believe he said it was in 1517 with the efforts of Martin Luther for like big reforms in the church, that the church was like, people are kind of losing faith in us. If we want people to come back to the church, if we want to bring people back, we need to get rid of some of the weird shit. So so they officially said like, okay, Jesus' foreskin, yeah, that's one of the ones that we're doing away with. We don't care about that anymore. And there were several like around the world. There were several around the world that claimed to be the real foreskin, which is similar to how even today there's a lot of churches that will claim to have like a fragment of the cross that crucified Jesus. Which if every single one of them were real, the professor said that the cross would have had to been like the size of the building that we were learning in. Yeah, so they were, but they had to get rid of it because it was too weird and they needed to bring people back. But anyway, so there were still several churches that had something that they claimed to be the real foreskin, which again, like not all of them could be real, evidently, because there were so many of them. But the church officially said like, yeah, they're not real. Well, to be more specific, the professor told us that the church had said, all right, all these various ones, they're not real. But if one of them is, it's this one here in this church in like a small town just outside of Rome. Again, to reiterate, none of them are real. But if one is, it's that one. Is apparently what they said. So the one that was officially claimed as like the not real, but if one's real, it's that one, existed in that church for a long time until 1983, according to our professor. And apparently, hi Jesse, have you come? Jesse, come here. Hi, how are you? And apparently it was kept like, you know, super under wraps there. It's never gonna go out and do anything. Apparently once, is like a very special occasion, on the 1st of January, which was basically like the 8th day of Christmas and like, you know, the special important 8th day in the faith, especially with the 8th day of Jesus' life apparently being the day that he was circumcised. On January 1st some year, apparently the foreskin was able to be taken out of the church, carried around the church, and then brought back into the church. And apparently where it was kept for a long time was under the bed of the priest. And I was like, wait, at the church or at his home? And the professor was like, well, at his home, but it's like kind of built into the church. So apparently apparently the priest just would have the quote-unquote real foreskin of Jesus under his bed. Until 1983. In 1983, it went missing, and it's unknown if maybe the priest sold it, if, you know, thieves came in and stole it, or if maybe the church itself was like, you know, we really aren't about, you know, this weirdness with the foreskin anymore. Let's, you know, carry out a raid to get rid of it once and for all. So apparently, the quote-unquote real Jesus foreskin has just been missing for the past 40 years, and it's unknown what exactly happened to it. The last, like, records of it was in 1983. So that was the story of what happened to Jesus's foreskin after the Middle Ages. Wow, this world is so beautiful. So that's what we heard from our professor after the final exam today. So yeah, that was crazy there. Yeah, you'd think that it would decay. You would think, but you know, holy stuff is supposed to not decay, even though logic says that it does. And, you know, big religious head honchos knew this and would and would actually do things specifically to, gosh dang it, this blanket. Wow, there we go. Move it out of the way here. They would specifically do things to preserve their holy people for longer, such as when they were a corpse, boil their skin off and remove some of the things from their body that would decay faster so that they could basically have their holy people on display longer. Is kind of what's going on there. But yeah, there was that story. So that was my day today, I guess. The reason why I'm able to draw to attention this boiling the skin off point is because it's actually one of the things that I used in my essay. I can talk a little bit about the essay itself. I might post it in the Discord later, because it's one of the wackiest things I think I've ever written, and I had to pause a couple times while I was writing it, being like, wow, this is something that I'm turning into, like, a university. Hello, Harmonia. So this is it. You've decided to face the Pokemon League. The final test you must pass to become a champion. I don't like her plastic her face looks is held here in this building. I'm probably not ready for it, but whatever, I'm gonna try it anyway. Wish you the best of luck from the bottom of my heart, Harmonia. Yeah. I look forward to meeting you again soon. Whoa! I like the hair physics. But yeah, sounds like a subplot in an 18+ game that's purposefully made comedic. Yeah, honestly, it sounds super outlandish by today's standards, but yeah, back then it was real important, right? To face the Pokemon League's champion assessment? What do you mean assessment? Let's see here. Harmonia from Naranja Academy, is it? I guess so. You have a total of 8 gym badges. Very well. You might now proceed to the interview room. Are they gonna ask me about the body in the Middle Ages? So the prompts, some of them were pretty specific, but is this just a job interview? Some of them were pretty specific, but like the first couple were like hella generic. The very first one that we could choose is, did people in the Middle Ages, like, or in the medieval period, same thing basically, view the body positively or negatively? It's like the most generic possible thing, and it, like, most of the class, including myself, decided to write on that. And, you know, as I was going through my notes and drawing attention to various things, let's just say that some of the things that I wrote in that paper are things that I never imagined myself writing. And when you read it, it's like, wow, that's really silly, isn't it? And there was a time towards the end of my second main body paragraph where I just had to pause, and I had to, like, cover my mouth like that so no one could see, like, the big stupid grin on my face, and I had to stop myself from laughing. Namely in the section where I was talking about demonic possession and how monastery monks had to protect their anuses from the entrance of the devil, meaning the penetration of the other horny monks. That was the part where I needed to pause for a couple minutes and just, like, try to not laugh. Even though I'd already read about it plenty, writing it down for, like, my final exam, just... Anyway, thank you for coming in today. So, you know, maybe I'll share, maybe I'll post my paper in the story time of Discord later, in case anyone's curious, because some of the stuff in that, please do have a seat. Oh my goodness. Whoa, you briefly despawned there. But yeah, Kappa's a Japanese myth that ripped your soul out of your ass. Yeah, there's a lot of there's a lot of focus on, you know, body entryways and exit ways. Hi, Rika will be your interviewer. Alright, that's pretty cool. You're one of the characters that I like more, so I mean, let's get started with the first portion of the champion assessment. We begin with it just straight up is a job interview. Also, use a wireless mouse and keyboard, you're weird. My opinion of you has gone down. But first things first, let me see how many gym badges you have. Excellent, you have all 8. Next, I'd like to ask you a few questions, if you wouldn't mind, Harmonia. Please think carefully, as you may automatically fail the interview depending on your answers. Let's begin. How did medieval people view the body? Was it positive or negative? How did you get here today? I don't know. You could fail this? I walked. Very good, very good. Please tell me the name of the school you are enrolled in. Oh my goodness, what is that weird visual effect? Like, we've seen it before. This isn't the first time, but I feel like it's been a long time since it's been, like, this blatant. I feel like it was close to the beginning of the game last. Oh, is it fading away? Oh, it's not as evident anymore. But, like, the shadows are still, like, flashing and being weird. It's like darker, lighter, darker, lighter, darker, lighter, darker, light. It's so weird. Like, it's so weird. Maybe, but it's like dipping in and out of, you know, existing and not. The example that I used, I think when we saw it in the beginnings of the playthrough, I said that it looked like a visual effect that they would have used in a movie like Morbius. Sure, I'll answer that. Ah, that's right. So that brings you to the Pokemon League today. I don't know, I came to catch Pokemon. I see. You know, and she asked, like, what brings you here today? I almost made an EDP reference, but I restrained myself. That concludes this interview. Staff, I'll let you know the results. Thank you again for your time. I mean, saying that makes it evident what I was about to say anyway. I was about to say, like, you know, I just came here for a cupcake. Now please excuse me. So, may as well just say it at this point. How'd that happen? I mean, I said it anyway, but, it's a pretty dark kind of joke. Maybe not the best territory to be going into, but it popped into my head and it it cracked me up. Sorry to keep you waiting, Harmonia. Now, regarding the results of the interview portion of the champion assessment, sorry to say you didn't pass. Oh. Take the champion assessment as many times as you want. Come back for another try soon. Am I ready to face the Pokemon League's champion assessment? Okay. Well, I failed the job interview. When I cut this up into parts later, this whole part is just going to be like approaching the league and doing this interview while talking about Jesus's foreskin in the Middle Ages up until like 1983. What am I going to title this when I cut this up into parts? That's going to be the real question. What's the name of this video going to be on YouTube? What a bland room. What are you doing? Please take your seat. This looks like the room that Neo would have been interviewed in by Agent Smith in The Matrix. Is what this looks like. Oh, it's Relic of Jesus. Yeah, I mean, it is technically that. I mean, it's not even considered a relic anymore after, you know, 15, 17, and they were like, we gotta get rid of the weird stuff. You know, it officially became, like, no longer a relic as of, you know, all those centuries ago. But, you know, it still held some importance, but, you know, 40 years ago, it's gone, so who knows what it's like today. Post your guesses in the comments below about where it is today, Noah. Let's get started with the first portion of the champion assessment. Begin with the interview. First things first, let me see how many gym badges you have. Excellent, you have all 8! I'd like to ask you a few questions. What is the flight velocity of a swallow? I don't know. I walked. Because you like that answer. Very good, very good. Please tell me the name of the school you're enrolled in. That. Ah, that's right. So it brings you to the Pokemon League today. I came to become a champion. I guess. Yes, indeed. Why else would you be here, I suppose? Certainly not for a cupcake. Now, what do you intend to do if and when you become a champion? I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out what the hell treasure am I finding here, because I sure haven't found it in this adventure yet. I don't know, I want to find treasure. I see, interesting. Tell me, which of the 8 gyms give you the most difficulty? Wait, is it not in order? Wait. Oh my goodness, like, I assume that's the ice one. I think that one's Ionos. But, like, I don't know the exact names of them. Wait, I think that one's Ionos, right? I'm gonna say that one, but not because of the battles. You know? I see. And what was the name of the gym leader you faced there? Oh, I think okay, so that was part of the thing. Yeah, you're not wrong there. I recently had someone get like really mad at me for saying that, I remember the name of Kaskarafa specifically because of this being the water town and the water gym and stuff. I titled that one like the worst water town I've ever seen, which looking at it, like at face value, like absolutely it is. I had someone get really pissed at me recently about that. Like maybe I'll tell the tale later, but you know, I already told the tale of Jesus foreskin, so you know, that's I think we're at the limit of crazy tales already. I'm glad you seem to remember. You know, I always expect on like Pokemon stuff on this channel, you know, I'm eventually going to, you know, encounter those who do hate my guts for, you know, one reason or another. But do you remember which type of Pokemon I used? Electric. So, you know, it's only... What is going on with the shadow effects? What is this? Wonderful. Building the skills needed for the champion assessment is no small feat. Must have met a lot of Pokemon to get here, Harmonia. What was the category of the Pokemon you chose to be your first part? What do you mean category? Like, okay, I guess that makes it evident. But, you know... Hello, it doesn't even say the water duck Pokemon. It's the grass cat Pokemon. The fire croc Pokemon. The duckling Pokemon. Like... I can see why this hat was the one that wasn't chosen by the, by my little cousins there, huh? Like, my goodness, getting the short end of the stick. Is it because they didn't have enough text space, like, across in this, in this bit of UI? They didn't want to, like, just extend it a little bit? That wasn't in the budget? I guess, or something? Very good, very good. Yeah, that's honestly the case there. I've had several people, you know, really want to come after my throat. The biggest case was when that one group of kiddos tried to cancel me. That was something. Now, please forgive me, but I'm going to repeat a previous question. Mind me, what do you intend to do if and when you become champion? I want to find treasure. I don't know. Wait, was that what he answered before? I don't know. Ah, yes, that's right. The shadows are being weird on my clothes there. Here we deleted their Twitter. Oh. This is the final question for this interview. Whoa, that table's partially see-through. That's kind of cool. Do you like Pokemon, Harmonia? Do I like Pokemon in general? Yes. Obviously. Look at my room. Do I like the recent games? No. But you can generally like something without liking specific parts of it. You know, I feel like that's what a lot of people who hate my guts don't seem to understand. Being like, oh my goodness, this guy does nothing but hate Pokemon. It's like, no, evidently I don't. I do not. Could not be further from the truth. Yes, I like Pokemon. What is going on with these effects? Good job, kiddo. That about wraps up the interview. And let me be the first to congratulate you, Harmonia. I'm champion now! Honestly, you couldn't find out what you were trying to make sure they wouldn't lie about me again. Wow. Well, that's certainly a way for things to have gone. Just past the first part of the champion assessment. Looking over OBS, should I adjust the volume? I'm gonna adjust it to like here. Turn it up a few decibels. And honestly, I don't know why you bungled it before. Shut up! Don't judge me. But anyway, time to switch gears and get ready for the next segment. The second segment is what we call the Elite Test. And you'll be facing the Elite Four in Pokemon battles. Whoa. Guess it's pretty obvious from the name of the test, huh? Anyway, we're the best the league has to offer. We'll be facing us 4 in a row. No turning back. So it'll be a cakewalk, I promise you that. Make sure you're all ready and go into the room behind me. No, should I get, like, healing items and stuff? There's no turning back. Oh. Oh. Really? Oh, crap. Ah, Jeez. I mean, with how much stuff that we've been talking about, you know, in this in this part so far, it's probably fair game to say, oh shit. Really? Can I really not? Why? But why though? Literally why? It doesn't make any sense.